Welcome everyone to this month's Astrocolorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. So the idea of the Astrocolorscope is that in a moment I'm going to dip my hands into this bag of crystals, take 3 crystals for your star sign, individual star sign, and then I'll throw those crystals into a group of the 12 houses just to see where they land. Then I'm going to read the energy of the crystal, the color of the crystal, where the crystals landed, and I'm also going to take a bead from this bag to have an extra little bit of color or whatever else wants to come up from that bag, and I'll take a card from the Voyager deck tarot, and these cards are collages. So what I want you to do then is take a look at the card that comes up for you and see what most attracts you in that card. Then ask yourself, what does that mean? And see what the message is that comes to you. So it's a little bit more individual. So before we get started though on that part of our Astrocolorscope, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the aspects that are coming up this month for July. So the first of the month, between the 1st and the 3rd, it's kind of a little bit exciting because Venus is conjunct Jupiter. Venus is the planet of love, of course, and Jupiter is a planet of expansion and joy and luck. So these two planets are coming together. It's almost like they're giving each other a hug or a big fat kiss, you know. So there's a sense that there's joy that's coming up in relationships, happiness that's coming up. Your heart is being fulfilled. And also at the same time, there's a Uranus and Mercury aspect that's coming in. So you can expect the unexpected. Communications are filled with love. Then on the 2nd of July, there's a full moon in Capricorn as well. And with this, there's a Sun trine Neptune all at the same time. So it's like the universe is saying, let's have a great time at the beginning of July. This is a fabulous time to fulfill your heart's desires. So it's a great time to get married. It's a great time to propose. It's a great time to fulfill whatever it is you want to achieve right now that is close to your heart, because of that Venus energy. It's bringing love into it. And Jupiter, of course, means that great opportunities are coming up. So this is a fabulous time to make your wishes. And, you know, even though the full moon is about a culmination and a completion, it's still a great time to make your wishes and just open up to the universe and to the abundance of the universe. There's also the sense of, you know, pursuing a vision as well. And especially with that Neptune energy, because Neptune is about the imagination. And with the Sun, there's a sense of light coming in. So a vision that may have been blocked, or imagination, or if you've had writing issues, then it's almost like a dam opens up and that energy flows through you so that then your vision can be expanded. You know exactly where you're going. Your imagination is really hot. So it's a great time to write as well. This is a good time to write, especially as Mercury is going in the right direction for a change, right? So it's a great time for creativity, and again for that passion, whatever you are passionate about right now. Then the beginning of the month is a perfect time to get that energy moving for you. On the 6th, there is a sun that the Sun is opposing Pluto, and then on the 9th, Mars is opposing Pluto. So with the Sun opposing Pluto, there's an intensity, because Pluto is an intense planet. It's an intense body. So it's almost like, you know, you don't always get what you want. There's a sense of a tantrum that's coming up with that Sun, because the Sun is, oh, everything's fabulous, everything's wonderful, and then Pluto comes up and says, well, it might not be, because you need to transform something, you need to change something, you need to look at what's going on in your life, and especially with that Mars energy coming up at the same time, almost at the same time. So it can be a little bit of an overbearing time between the 6th and the 9th of the month. It may be that, you know, anger is coming up a little bit more, energy is coming up to be cleansed. Anything that you've stuffed down there, like irritations or or grievances, that may start to kind of come to the surface. But at the same time, that is an energy dynamic as well, especially with the Sun and Mars. Very hot, very fiery, and you could use it to your advantage. So this could be a great time to get things moving, to get action and heat and passion behind whatever it is you've wanted to get off the ground. So it could be like a little rocket that's being set under you to get things moving. It doesn't have to be negative, doesn't have to be challenging. Then we have the new moon that's coming up in Cancer in the middle of the month on the 16th. Cancer is the home of the home, so it could be around that time that you could start to change things around your home, move your furniture around, just like I've been doing in my office. I've already gotten that energy, and it could well be that you start to plan parties and things that will be more home-based or family-based, connections with your family. So then July 25th, there is a big aspect, a big shift, and that is Venus going retrograde. So at the beginning of the month, we have this Venusian energy, and towards the end of the month, it's coming up again. And when it moves retrograde, it's really about, going inside, connecting again to what you most want, as opposed to looking outside of yourself and maybe relationships. So also around that time, Uranus is going retrograde, and Saturn is retrograde. It's been retrograde since March. So it's like three big planets, three big energies are all moving in reverse. So if we feel into that, if we feel into Venus, which is that planet of love, compassion, desire, joy, and excitement as well, that's in Venus, and all of that is going inside. Saturn is again in that reverse mode as well, so it's almost like you're having to look at what is really important to you. And Uranus going retrograde, it's always a planet of the unexpected, but because of that internal energy that's coming up, it could be that the rug gets pulled from underneath you a little bit, and so then energy has to emerge. So it feels like there's a strength that's coming from that. It doesn't feel negative. It feels like, in the immediate instance, it looks like it's negative, and then something shifts, and you can see a new strength, a new gift, a new talent that emerges from you. That's the sense of it for me anyway. It feels like it clears out the emotions, but to clear it out means that then you find this new ability. Right at the end of the month, there is another full moon. So this is a 2 full moon month. So this is in Aquarius, and with Aquarius, it's a little bit more intellectual. It's a little bit more mind oriented. So again, you have that kind of emotions that are going internally. That focus isn't on the internal life. So your emotions could be a little bit in turmoil because you don't quite know where they are. They're going inside, and then there's this Aquarian energy that's coming up, and it's like a thinking part. So you may be like a fish out of water if you're a very emotional person, and it may be that you just cannot figure out what's going on emotionally, and you might just have to focus a little bit on the intellectual side and maybe where those emotions are coming from, how they are impacting your life, what you can do about creating a balance in your life. And there's another energy that's coming from that. It feels like there's a need to start journaling now as well. And journaling's always good, but there's a sense of journal, and then you can bring this new energy up and out and into your future. And September feels like it's going to be a little bit clearer, but August, this energy is still going on. All right then, so let's get started on the crystals for your star sign. Okay, Libra. So for you, you have Aventurine that went into your 4th house, and then you have Peridot that went into your 9th house. So this is interesting because you've got these 2 green energies. So your 4th house with Aventurine is it's a stone of opportunity, and often you put it into, well, I put it into grids for abundance, for prosperity, wealth, etc. This went into your 4th house. So there is a sense of, if you're buying a home, this is a great time to buy a home. This is a great time to have a new abode. With this particular stone as well, there is a sense of things going right in your home. So if you've had, if you've had any problems in your home environment, or if you've been renting a home and something's been a little bit upset, there is a sense with this that something is shifting within that. That stone of opportunity is saying that's an opportunity that's coming up to make a change for you. I feel as well that money is coming to you, and it could be, don't feel that it's a large amount of cash or anything, but there is a sense of it might be savings, something on savings, like the accumulation of savings. So I feel that it's something you are owed. It's not something you win, but there's money that's coming in, and it's almost like it could be that you've applied for that money, and that money is coming in. That's the sense of it. It's almost like it's something that you are owed, that you're supposed to have. So then in your 9th house with this gorgeous piece of peridot, I love peridot. Peridot it's the stone of Hawaii because, it's a fire stone. It's linked to Pele, to the goddess Pele. And Pele is the goddess of Hawaii. So I think of all those volcanoes, and that's what the peridot is. It's linked to Pele, the volcano, volcanic goddess, and it's a volcanic stone. So, and it's a stone of Hawaii as well, and it's gorgeous green. So I feel with this that it's saying that out of nothing you are creating something. This went into your 9th house. It is a visionary stone. So it's saying that you can see into the future, and especially with that 9th house, this is about higher education, it's about travel, it's about far seeing. So it's almost like you are realizing your destiny. You're realizing why you came here, what you've got to do next, and you're detaching from anything that is mundane and looking into the higher vibration of things, let's say the spirituality of things. So this green, it's linking to the heart chakra, but it's also linking to, it's almost like a new dimension of being. So if you imagine that you are living here right now, you're looking into the future, at you in the future, and envisioning how it's going to be. Be careful with that vision and make sure that it's a positive vision, and make sure that you create a vision of something you want and not what you don't want. I feel like there's something else with this stone as well. It feels very mystical. It feels like I was going to say Neptunian, but it's not. It's Merlin. It feels like a Merlin's energy. So there's a sense of magic that is coming up for you. So again, I noticed that the green stones are coming up. So, I'm thinking again around wealth and abundance, blessings, that there's something that really nice is coming to you this month. It's surprising. It's good. The peridot is a stone of protection. You also got another stone of protection, which is this piece of black tourmaline, the heart. This went into your 11th house. The 11th house is about your friends. It's about social gatherings. It's about that desire to be part of a group to make change, especially to the environment. So then we come back to these green stones. And so it may be that you are becoming more protective of the environment. It may be that you're keener to help with helping and healing the planet. I feel with this though that there could be somebody or something or a situation around you where you need a little bit more protection. With this these greens, it's saying that you're trying to create a bigger space around yourself. And with this heart, it's also saying the same thing, that you're trying to create a protective environment around yourself. So I feel that your angels, your guides are saying to you that just to bring into your life more green, and maybe more plants around you, more nature around you to help protect you. These look like trees. You think of this as the trunk, and then these as the leaves of the trees. So I feel that there's a need to be in nature this month. The bead that came up for you is actually a little piece of Peruvian blue opal that I have as beads. And the Peruvian blue opal, this particular piece, it looks very white, but it has a blue sheen to it. So I feel as if you're going to be surprised by someone or something, and it's almost like it's going to knock you off your feet. And that's not a bad thing. I don't mean physically knock you off your feet. It's almost like you're going to receive something, or you're going to receive some news, and it was such a surprise to you because you had another idea, and so this new idea, this new thought is coming up, and it almost like it changes your perspective on something. It's like a little mystery, isn't it? So now the card that came up for you is the Three of is it Pentacles, or is it, it's called Worlds here, Three of Worlds. So take a look at that card and see if there's anything that most attracts you at this moment. Then ask yourself, what does that mean? What does that mean? So when I look at this, I can't help but see the apples, but I see this one on the floor. And the one on the floor, it's almost like it's so juicy and big. And there's a sense with this that, something big and wonderful is coming up for you this month. And again, I feel that you weren't expecting it. That you were expecting something else, and this wasn't what you were expecting. But it's going to be good news. There's a sense of good news that comes with this. And be ready for it, because it's going to nurture and nourish and help you as well. I can't think of anything else to say with this card, but I'm getting a feeling that's coming from it of fullness. So this is probably a month for you where you're going to feel like you've achieved something, and I get this sense of it's about time. Okay, that's it for this month's Astrocolorscope. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do remember to grab my free colour kit at bit.ly/colour kit. And also remember that I do different kinds of readings on my website, sealwithlove.com. I offer crystal gem readings and card readings and soul guidance and all kinds of different things. Plus, I have a store.sealwithlove.com, where I offer all kinds of different jewelry, this bracelet and necklace and rings and lots of meditations and books, of course, etc. So I look forward to seeing you very soon. Do check out my other oracles, the Crystalscope and the Colorscope. Lots of coloricious blessings to you. Bye!